Hey! Well, everyone's welcome into the spread, Week 6 edition. I'm Andre Kachaturian. He's Ricky Doyle. Everybody's wondering why we're dressed up like this.
The spread, the premier football
Who's not here right now?
Podcast. And you might know that we're down a man right now. We're down Mike Cole, who's usually one of our regular combatants. It's because he's getting married.
He is getting married. We're very happy for him.
We would throw him a little bachelor party today. We'd get this out of the way, say congratulations in advance to this illustrious wedding I'm sure they're going to have.
Oh, yes.
And we just thought we'd get a little more festive this
Exactly.
week.
We got to get festive. Bachelor party attire.
But he gave us his picks before he went, so we'll filter those in. We're going to turn this into a party. We're going to give him a little toast.
And honestly, yeah, we will. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right.
But these are tough glasses to see through. So throughout the show, we got to get down to business before we go to party mode, you know? So I'm going to put this aside. And let me tell you, everybody should be very happy that Mike Cole left his picks, because that guy is leading the way right now. Let me tell you, in the standings.
He's putting together a good run here. He
really is. We should pop up the standings right now. I believe they're an ME4 that's for our producer Mark to realize where our standings are. That's like producer language, because that's what I also like to do. But look at it. Here are our standings right now. Mike Cole leading the way with 37 wins. Ricky, you were in Las Vegas this weekend and you had a horrible week. I hope you didn't put your picks into action.
Yeah, it was not a good week to be behind the eight ball.
No, you're bad, but that's okay. We all still love you very much.
I'd like to blame it on a little bit of a malaise. I knew I was going away. I'm coming back from a bachelor party right into another bachelor party.
This is
out of control.
A lot of bachelor parties.
Get my wits about me. But anyways, yeah, terrible week in the picks department.
What did you have? 4 wins or something?
I believe
4, 9,
4
and 1
total, so not good.
I didn't do so well either. I'm still in dead last place, so I shouldn't really be talking. As for Mike, he led the way. He was 7, 6, and 1. I was 5, 9, and 1, and you were 4, 10, and 1, something like that. It was not good.
We'll go back and we'll check the tape.
Yeah. Johnny Ortiz, one of our Jonathan Ortiz, he's one of our regular listeners, Ricky, and he likes every week. He says the only reason why he comes back to watch is to see me and Mike fight.
He's gonna be.
He's very disappointed this week, Johnny Ortiz.
When he turns this on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Me and Mike will not be fighting this week. In fact, we're celebrating his wedding. We got the bachelor party stuff here. Me and Mike are good friends.
I'll have to
next week we'll get back at it. Well, he's not here next week either.
I'll do something to piss you off in the meantime.
You and I.
We'll have a devastating matchup.
Let's go. Week 6. Let's start.
Week 6. We'll run it down. We'll pick 3 of what we determine to be the best games of the week. That's not counting the Thursday night. I'm pretty into the Thursday night.
Oh, the Thursday night, but we never do the Thursday night game.
Usually we eliminate that one from contention. So we'll run down 3 of the best games. Odds courtesy of our good friends over at OddsShark.
Very good friends at OddsShark. In fact, Johnny OddsShark, I've heard, loves to party as well. And unfortunately, he's not here to celebrate the bachelor
slid him
party.
right in here to take Mike's spot, and we could have hit the ground running.
It would have been an unbelievable.
Maybe next week, because we don't know Mike's what his game plan is here. But we'll kick it off. All right, Lions and the Saints. It's a good little litmus test for these 2 NFC teams. 2 playoff hopefuls. Saints 4.5-point favorites. The game's being played in New Orleans. What do you think about this one?
It's funny because it was 4.5 points, but now I look at it, I think it's 6 points, and I look at it on OddsShark. Yeah, it is 6 points.
It's moved up to 6.
6 points, 1.5 point switch. I think the Matt Stafford injury has a lot to do with that. And I'm looking at these 2 teams that I look at them.
This line could fluctuate again before game time.
Yeah,
but
depending on what happens with Matt Stafford. But regardless, the Lions have been largely successful this year. Why? Why have they been successful? Let me tell you why they've been successful. They get good drive starts. In fact, they're 2nd in the league in the drive start position, and they do that through forcing turnovers. Their offense really stinks. People talk about Matt Stafford. It stinks. 4.6 yards per play, 29th in the NFL. Now they're going up against Drew Brees. And like I said, they like to force turnovers. Drew Brees, 0 interceptions this year. And they're coming off a bye week. He's going to be well rested. I'm taking the Saints in this one.
Yeah, I've been kind of stunned when you look at the numbers for the Detroit offense, because it has not been good, and I think a lot of that is it's just been very conservative.
Yes,
that's one thing, is they're not making quite as many mistakes as they've made in years past, but by doing that, they're compromising their ability, to make the big play. And a huge issue going into this game, last 2 weeks, Matt Stafford, this is why he's banged up, sacked 12 times. Yeah. And this is just, it seems like kind of we're getting into a stage here. I was starting to buy into the Lions a little bit, but for me, they're getting into a stage where we've kind of seen this before. Matt Stafford gets, dinged up a little bit. They have no rushing attack. The defense starts getting to a point where they're not making the big play. I mean, there was a pretty crucial third down in that game versus the Panthers last week that they didn't come up and make a play. So it's just kind of like this weird area where this is like, all right, well, this is the Lions football we're accustomed to seeing. And then meanwhile, like you mentioned with the Saints, after 2 horrific games to start the season, from a defensive standpoint, really shoring things up. Granted, one of those was a London matchup with the Dolphins, who can't get out of their own way at times.
But they did beat the Panthers.
But
they tend to do well against teams named after animals. They beat the Panthers and the Dolphins. Now they're playing the Lions. So,
but long story short,
later on this season they play the Bears.
I'm taking the
Rams,
Saints in this one.
Panthers, Falcons. You have a lot of animals on their schedule.
Yeah.
So
this is a make or break for them. But I'm gonna ride with the Saints in this one, coming off the bye week as well. They're pretty healthy just across the board. Meanwhile, like I mentioned, Stafford's banged up. A couple other guys banged up on the Detroit team as well. So, I'd like to see Detroit take some more shots offensively, but I just don't know if they have the ability to do it right now because they're the biggest big play threat. Kenny Golladay is not there. As I mentioned, no time to throw the football. So
when you're relying on guys like Kenny Golladay to be your big play threat.
That's true too. Yeah, that's kind of an issue in and of itself.
And the Saints got rid of a distraction, Adrian Peterson, who I whiffed on. I will gladly admit that I was wrong about that.
Very, you future Hall of Famer hungry.
Yeah,
there was a lot of buzzwords you were throwing out there.
I would always say, what's scarier than the future Hall of Famer? I guess. I'll say the same thing about the Arizona Cardinals. I think he's going to have new life there. He'll fit in that system better.
That little turn of events there, where they released Chris Johnson and bring in Adrian. Like if this happened 5 years ago, I'd be like, what is going on here? Like
it would be big news. Yeah.
Some crazy game of Madden. So you send your daily fantasy.
It's like
lineup.
a daily fantasy line.
So,
exactly.
Wild stuff. But so we're in agreement here. You like the Saints as well?
Yeah. And Mike Cole, he also said before he departed to get married, he said he likes the Saints as well. He didn't tell us why he likes the Saints.
It's so mysterious. Such a mysterious.
In fact, he hasn't left any reasons for his picks this week. We have to get in touch with him to see if he'll even contribute to the picks column. And what do we do if that happens? We just give him an 0-16 or something?
I don't know.
Well, he gave at least 3 picks.
Maybe we should have it after my performance last week. I wouldn't mind if we could just drop our worst week. We'll see if we can do that over the course of the season.
Anyway, so he has the Saints. So.
One more thing on the Saints defense, their pass defense in particular, gone from literally worst to first in 2 games. Going into their 3rd game of the year, they had surrendered 777 passing yards and 6 passing TDs. Opponents' total QBR was 93.8. I don't know why I'm pulling stats out of here.
Yeah.
So basically, not good. But over the last 2 games, they have not allowed a touchdown pass in that span.
Wow.
Total QBR for the opponent's quarterback in those games, 6.4, nearly 12 points better than any other defense. So that's the unit that they thought they saw coming out of the preseason.
I like it. And Drew Brees, people always give him a hard time for throwing interceptions. He's been very clean this year, and
I don't think that offense has reached its full potential.
I don't think so either.
I
love Alvin Kamara, fantastic back, spells Mark Ingram. I think the Saints. I had them winning the NFC South. The way Atlanta's been playing, the way that entire division has been playing. I know the Panthers are the hot team right now, but let me tell you, I'm big on the Saints. And I'm gonna stick to that.
All right. Well, let's move on to a game that I never thought in a million years we'd be talking about. Week 6.
Unbelievable, right?
You see this on the counter, and it immediately just puts me to sleep.
But no,
it's a pretty critical game for a few of these teams. We got the LA Rams traveling to Jacksonville.
Whose house?
To face the Jaguars.
Rams' house.
Who are looking pretty legit right now. If you go according to the ESPN as their football power index. To figure out, what their chances are of winning the division and what their chances are of making the playoffs. Their chances of making the playoffs by just absolutely demolishing the Steelers in Week 5 went from 44% to 82%. The fact that we're sitting here in Week 6 with the Jaguars with an 82% chance of making the playoffs, according to the ESPN FBI, it's pretty significant. With Blake Bortles still as their quarterback. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, I think we're both on the same page here about what's
whether they're for real or not. Jaguars 2.5-point favorites in this game. Who do you like in this one?
Well, I'm getting points with the Rams, and I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, they're going from the west to the east." I don't care about that. It's a 4 o'clock start, which means it's a 1 o'clock start in the West Coast. The time difference shouldn't be an issue at all for the Los Angeles Rams. And I'm going to go with the Rams in this one.
When I was in Vegas, not to cut you off, but that was my first real exposure to the
Pacific
early
time
kickoff.
zone?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
never
really?
been
Really?
in football season out there for the.
How did you like it?
Kickoff. In theory, I like the idea of it, but I just didn't execute it.
It's not a good thing. I don't like it. You like. For a convivial man like myself who likes to go out on a Saturday night, it makes waking up early on Sunday to watch football a little more difficult. I like having 3 hours to recover and then watch Sunday. Anyway, Rams, Jaguars. Look, Jared Goff had a bad game last week. But look, he's still a young guy. He's going to have games like this. He's going to have those bad games. And to be honest with you, who are you going to trust in bouncing back more, Jared Goff or Blake Bortles? Blake Bortles last week. It's unbelievable how he even won the game. 8 of 14, no touchdowns, a pick, and just 95 yards. Against the New York Jets, he got...
14 times.
He did about 14 times. Against the New York Jets, he only had 140 yards. A disastrous Blake Bortles game is coming soon, and I think it will be this week. The Rams are going to shred them apart. And one more thing, Jaguars rush defense. We always talk about the Jaguars defense. The rush defense is not very good. They allow the second most rushing yards in football. I said this last week. I thought Le'Veon Bell would have a huge week. He did not, but I think Todd Gurley, he will have a huge week this week for the Rams.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Rams in this, and it is weird. You throw out the Bortles, how they're basically doing whatever they can to play without a quarterback. I mean, they're limiting. I mean, granted, last season was less than ideal when he was just forced to throw the ball all over the place. Resulting in the numbers were what they were for the last 2 years.
Bad.
But so I think you can win games with somewhat with this formula, but you're also prone to letdowns. I think the Jaguars are a team that just over the past few seasons, every time I feel like you see their potential because they do have a good defense. Back end of that defense is pretty legit. That secondary is really good. Tall cornerbacks, guys who can it's just very versatile, make plays. 15 takeaways they have so far this season, only 13 all of last season. So I do like what they've done on defense, but I keep looking at that offense, particularly the passing attack, and I'm just wondering how often can you really do this?
You can't, and
especially against a team like the Rams who have a good defense and who look on the flip side of it as well is the Rams, they protect the quarterback pretty well. So I don't know if you're gonna have the defensive success that you have. Yeah. Against, say, the Texans in Week 1 when Jacksonville had 10 sacks. That's not going to happen in a game like this. Thus, you're not going to have the turnovers that you've been having in a few of these games to have the big blowout wins. So, yeah, I like the Rams. I like to get in the points here.
You're also looking at a Rams defense that leads the league in drive start position, going up against a turnover-prone quarterback. Again, Bortles is going to have a horrendous Blake Bortles game. I'm expecting 3 or 4 interceptions. It'll be bad. And you'll see those red zone channel updates where he's going to be throwing so many interceptions. And
just helicopters all over the field. Just wounded ducks.
And the game, Bortles threw 4 touchdowns in London. He had 244 yards in that game. He can't even crack 300. He threw 4 touchdowns. Best game of his life. Couldn't crack 300 yards.
Going back to the odds I gave at the top about them, 82% according to the ESPN FBI.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, a lot of that is due to their schedule as well. The weakest remaining schedule for the rest of the season in the NFL, because there are some problems in that division. I mean, I thought the Titans would show a lot more than they have to this point. Texans, they got the injuries starting to mount. They're kind of an inconsistent team as well. So.
No, I agree with you.
So the Jaguars, I expect them to be there till the end, but I don't like them. I don't like
Not
them
in
this
this one.
particular
Not
matchup.
in this one. I don't like them if they're going to play against good quarterbacks.
One team they did play a quarterback who is he's near maybe the end of his good quarterback days in Ben Roethlisberger last week, which will take us into our final game.
Wait, you got to give Mike's pick though.
Oh, who did Mike
Rams
pick?
Jaguars. But before Mike left, Mike is not here with us. He's celebrating his wedding. He picked also the Rams, clean sweep. He did not tell us why again.
It's up for.
You just have to take his word for it.
Hit him up on.
He is #1 in the standings right now, so just.
You could probably figure it out on Twitter. He's on Twitter more than any person on the planet.
Mike Cole Nesson. He loves to tweet.
He's on Twitter all day at work.
He has the
and
same
then he goes
persona.
Home, he's on Twitter more.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he'll probably be tweeting.
He'll probably be tweeting his wedding too. Tweeting his way down the aisle.
He's a tweet maniac. But so what I was alluding to there is the Steelers. They were the ones that got dump trucked by Jacksonville last week. Now they got to go. Talk about just not having anything handed to you. You got to go to Kansas City to face the undefeated Chiefs at Arrowhead. Chiefs 5-point favorites, I believe it was. Last time we checked coming into this taping, the Chiefs, they just continue to find ways to win games. Last week,
Every
putting
game.
up points against
All they do is
the
win.
Texans. Just so many different ways they can beat you. 5-point favorites. You like them to continue rolling, yeah?
Chiefs, they've won 27 of 31. They're 5-point favorites, as you mentioned. Yes. Answer to that question is yes. I do think they will keep rolling. You look at Alex Smith, leads the league in completion percentage. He's having his best year. The Chiefs have the highest yards per play. Highest yards per play. And still, 0 interceptions. They don't turn the ball over. That's what Alex Smith usually does. And you used to look at the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last 2 or 3 years, and you look at them as the team that had the most playmakers in the NFL. You had Martavis Bryant, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. That team is now the Chiefs, right? Can you say that? Yeah.
No, I see. I think the
Kareem Hunt,
the
Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, playmakers.
I thought you meant to say that the Steelers don't have the playmakers anymore, because I think
they don't, but I think the Chiefs are the team with the best playmakers in football right now.
There. Yeah.
And Roethlisberger, I've talked about this every single week on the spread, and I will do it again. He is not the same quarterback on the road than he is at home. His stats on the road since 2014, 27 touchdowns, 24 interceptions. It's bad. At home, up until last week where he threw 5 picks, he was 61 touchdowns, 14 picks, and then he threw 5 picks last week, which is, yeah. And one more thing before you give me a reason on why you think whoever you think is going to win.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, their smallest margin of victory is 7 points. They're killing everyone. They're not beating it. They're killing everyone. It makes me confident to pick them against the spread. And one more thing, sorry. You have allowed 51.4 completion percentage to quarterbacks. 51.4%. And here are the quarterbacks they face. Oh, have they been like crappy quarterbacks? No. They've been Tom Brady, Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, and my boy Phillip Rivers. Those are 5 quarterbacks. 2 of them are future Hall of Famers. Two of them could be future Hall of Famers. Young studs like Wentz and Watson. And Cousins is what? Is he still the highest paid quarterback in football? He used to be, at least. Maybe he was. He's a very highly paid quarterback. And the Chiefs are doing that.
Well compensated, yes.
Very well compensated. And the Chiefs are shutting them down. What do you think Ben Roethlisberger is going to do? He's thinking about retiring.
Which I was getting into. I mean, you've mentioned that, like you said, in past shows several times, how the numbers are different between home and on the road. And he was terrible on the road last week.
No, he was at home last week.
At home. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then it all goes back to me. There's something about the Steelers team that is egos are kind of getting in the way. The whole Antonio Brown on the sideline thing.
Right.
Even Le'Veon Bell, the holdout going back to the offseason. So there's just a lot of turmoil, I guess, brewing there. It sort of feels like, at least. But for whatever reason, I just feel like these two teams are going to play each other close, because I still think the Steelers, at the end of the day, they're contenders. They're contenders in the AFC.
Yes, because by default in the AFC North.
And you go back, the Chiefs have had their struggles against the Steelers in the past. 1-5 straight up in the last 6 matchups. 6-12-1 against the spread in the last 19 against them. I know that's going back a ways. But this to me feels like a game where the Steelers are kind of they're gonna come out, and you're gonna figure out a lot more about them in this game, whether they actually are kind of on the downswing, or if they will be there at the end of the season.
So you think they'll cover?
I'm taking the Steelers. I think they're gonna lose the game, but I'll take the points. I like them to cover in this. And another thing too is the Chiefs. A couple of iffy question marks injury-wise going into this. Travis Kelce in the concussion protocol, although he was apparently ripping it up at some fashion show the other night, so God only knows what's going on there. He's probably going to be on another reality show in the coming days or something. And linebacker Justin Houston. I mean, we've seen the impact that he can make when he's on the field. He's dealing with a calf issue, so I'm not sure if that's going to keep him out, but it's at least something to monitor going into this game. So I like the Steelers. I'm not confident in that pick at all. It's just one of these ones where I could just see these two teams playing it.
What makes me confident about my pick?
What's that?
Is that Mike Cole also picked the Chiefs. And Mike Cole is first place in their standings right now, and he picked the Chiefs. And whatever he says has been correct this year. So that's Mike Cole's pick. He did not tell us why.
Didn't tell us why. Get him. He'll tweet at you.
Ask him on Twitter, I guess.
He'll tweet you.
Let's do some locks and upsets right now. It's a weird week because a couple lines aren't out yet, and a few teams are bye. There weren't many options to pick locks and upsets. But go ahead. What's your lock of the week?
All right, my lock of the week is the Denver Broncos over the New York Giants. They're 12-point favorites right now, and I'm honestly trying to figure out how they don't win by triple digits in this game because it strikes me as like the biggest mismatch on the calendar this week, maybe of the season. I'm just trying to figure out how the Giants scored all in this game. I don't even know if they have a wide receiver.
Can you name the Giants wide receivers?
Try
it. Name one.
Sterling Shepard. He might not even.
He's not playing.
He's not
He
playing
might not
either.
play. Name one.
Ooh.
There's only one that they had that was active last week.
I got nothing.
Roger Lewis.
Roger Lewis? That sounds like a university in like the like mid Ohio.
Tavares King. They added him.
Evan Ingram.
No, Evan Ingram's.
Evan Ingram.
Well, he's a tight end.
Yeah.
Travis Rudolph. I don't know if he's related to Kyle Rudolph.
Younger brother.
And Darius Poe, who might be related to Edgar Allan Poe.
Anyways, so
you might see Joe Stack Jones playing.
They don't have any weapons from a receiving standpoint. You know what else they can't do? They can't run the ball.
No.
They cannot run the ball. 30th in the NFL with 77.8 rush yards per game. You know what else they can't do? Can't stop the run. They cannot stop the run. 29th in the NFL in that category. Meanwhile, the Broncos have the third best rushing attack and the first best rushing defense. So it's just completely discombobulated here. One team stacked, the other team stinks. The high heavens.
And we have this too.
This is Dominique Garage's Cromartie suspended. This is in Denver on Sunday night. There's not is the biggest home field advantage you could possibly
Broncos are well rested.
Imagine coming off a bye in which they are 21-6 against the spread in their last 27 games following a bye. 15-4 against the spread in their last 19 home games following a bye. And according to the predicted score over at the OddsShark, there's this little model. Do you see that week to week? They kind of give you like what the computers are projecting.
What is OddsShark?
Right now they have it at 34-8. Which
wow,
is like
I've
the
never
biggest
seen
mismatch
that.
I've ever seen, and I'm wondering if that's even selling this game short a little bit because I cannot figure it out. I cannot figure out for the life of me how the Giants make this a game and stay within 2 touchdowns.
They've added any new receivers in their depth chart.
I'm taking the Giants.
Our producer Mark just chimed in. He says he's taking the Giants.
Taking the Giants.
Well, that's why he's not sitting here. I do like Wayne Gallman.
Well, I don't know what you're saying.
He's saying it's like 2007. Everyone counted them out, and they went, no, it's not 2007. Don't say that. Yeah, Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, Dwayne Hurst, all on the injury reserve.
Tough way to live.
Oh, they added Ed Egan as well, who combined with Travis Rudolph and Tavares King have 4 career regular season catches combined.
Ed Egan.
Ed Egan, add him on your fantasy roster.
Yeah, it seems like that guy's. You'll sit next to him at the Elks or something. Ed Egan, the local guy.
Watch them win. Watch them win. All right, my lock of the week. It was actually Mike Cole's lock of the week. But then he.
So he's stealing his lock, is what you're telling me.
Wait, no, you had this as the lock. Anyway, my lock. Where was my lock of the week? Oh yeah, I had the Browns over the Texans. I have Browns over Texans. I think this is going to be a good opportunity for Myles Garrett to have a big, make a footprint.
This is your lock or your upset?
Oh no, that's my upset of the week. Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Oh my God, where's my lock of the week?
Oh, man.
Where can I find it? Maybe Mark.
You have the Jets.
Put the helmet on. Jets. Okay.
Helmet on.
All right, I got the Jets over the Patriots. Again, it's not really an upset. That's my lock of the week. This is my lock of the week, right? Yeah, lock of the week. That's my lock of the week. Jets over the Patriots.
Oh my God! If Mike was here, he would be throwing you through the wall right now, like the.
I deserve to be thrown into the wall right now. Okay, look, Patriots. God. They have horrendous yards per play stats. It's a divisional game. We've seen what we've seen from the Patriots defense. I didn't like what I saw with them from them, the Bucks. I just haven't been impressed by them. It's a divisional game. The Jets, look, they've beat on some crappy teams. They're like a fraudulent 3-2 right now. I think they cover that spread. 9.5 points is a lot. It's a divisional game. It'll be close, and I think they cover that spread. Brady didn't practice today. Something's weird going on. I don't know. You don't think the Patriots.
I give you a.
He did not practice today, right, Mark?
He practiced today, but he didn't practice yesterday.
He didn't practice yesterday.
I don't let the facts stand in the way of a good argument, though.
But look, it's a divisional matchup. It's my lock of the week. I wish Mike Cole hadn't stolen my lock of the week because his, I believe, Tell me if I'm wrong. It's Falcons over Dolphins, Mark?
Ding, ding, ding.
He had the
all right.
Falcons over Dolphins. I will explain to this why I actually believe this is my lock of the week.
Okay.
I love this. It's an 11-point spread, and you have the team with the highest yards per play differential in the NFL playing the team with the lowest yards per play differential in the NFL. That's the Andre Kachatourian Bowl, you
That
know?
is the special
How much I
one.
love yards per play differential. And you got the team with the best yards per play differential against the team with the worst yards per play differential. The Dolphins, they just have a assistant coach who was snorting some sort of white powder. Jay Cutler threw 92 yards last week and somehow won games. That's something with quarterbacks in the state of Florida. Jay Cutler and Blake Bortles throwing below 100 yards last week and winning football games. Maybe that's what Jameis Winston should have done to beat the Patriots. Throw below 100 yards and win the game. And of course, they've had so many problems all year round. Lawrence Timmons was AWOL, and I like Mike's pick. Take Mike's pick. I'm not too confident about mine, but I still think that.
I don't even know where you're at with your picks right now. I don't know if it's your lock, your upset. I'm just going to give you my upset and I'm going to get the hell out of here.
All right, yeah.
Because I have no idea what you're even talking about right now. My upset is I like the Bears over the Ravens. Bears 6.5-point underdogs going into this. Thought Mitch Trubisky looked pretty good on Monday night.
Yeah.
Not bad. You know, that was
Mitchy
actually my
Drews.
lock was the Vikings over the Bears last week because I thought the deck was really stacked
Yeah.
against them.
It was a push.
Made a
You didn't lose.
Made a little bit of a believer out of me. Looked pretty good. Danny Trevathan coming back for the Bears from his suspension, so it's a little boost to their defense. And the Ravens, I don't have a lot of faith in their offensive consistency.
Yeah,
I
Marshall
think
Yanda
week to
being
week-
out too.
Week to week, you don't really know what you're getting from them. And on the other side of the coin, I think that is the Bears. Pretty good rushing attack, so they might be able to exploit that Ravens run defense. So my upset, like the Bears, to go into Baltimore and scoop a win right there.
All right, I'm going to be more coherent now.
Yeah, please, by all
Sorry,
means.
I'm very sorry.
You must have taken this bachelor party thing to another level.
I'm going to take the Browns over the Texans, 9.5 points. That's my upset of the week. I think they go out and straight and they win this game. Myles Garrett, I think it's just going to be this first big step here in the NFL against a very weak Texans offensive line that's allowed the second highest sacks allowed percentage in football. They can't protect Deshaun Watson. I think they get a bunch of sacks. They hit the quarterback in the mouth. That's how you win games in the NFL. And guess what? The Browns.
I like how you get to the point where you throw that out there with like, you just slip it in. Like, that's how you win games in the NFL. You hit a quarterback in the mouth.
Am I wrong?
I mean,
Name me one quarterback who's been pressured and won.
No, all right.
Not named like
Go
Aaron
ahead.
Rodgers. And guess what? Yards per play differential. The Browns, despite their 0-5 record, they actually have a better yards per play differential than the Houston Texans. So when you look at deep down the numbers, the Browns, they can do some things. And
Wait, that could also just suggest that stat sucks.
no. It doesn't suck. I think 9.5-point spread.
What do I know?
It's just easy money. Let me tell you something. The Houston Texans right now are very overvalued in Las Vegas right now. Why? Because they played very well. Why are you laughing at me? They played very well against the Patriots, Titans, and Chiefs. Those are three really good teams that a lot of people had going into the playoffs, and the Texans played very well against all three of those teams. And they're overvalued. They're playing the 0-5 winless Browns, who actually have a better yards per play differential. I will take then that weak offensive line is going to be a problem, too.
Okay.
That's my upset of the week. Are we ready to celebrate this party now?
Yeah, I can't wait to.
Oh, yeah, Mike's upset. What was Mike's upset? Pull it up. I forgot what his upset was. It looks like the Arizona Cardinals. He likes the Arizona Cardinals 2-point underdogs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That says you keeping it together while he's gone.
I-
He's not here to reel you in. I just let you go on a tangent.
What's the odds we're putting on this marriage lasting?
I think it's gonna be great.
Minus 100 million
Yeah.
that it lasts. I like it.
I
I
do as
put
well.
money
But-
on that, yeah. All right, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate now. He's our good friend.
celebration.
It's
You
a
wanna
bachelor
do show
party
and
now.
tell, or you wanna
Oh, yeah,
do-
we got to do show and tell
Show and tell
first.
as well. We can't just.
Oh,
throw it
that's
from
right. Should I start? I'll start. All right, I got this. We're gonna go back to the New York Giants. Zoom in over here. This is a skeleton of a frog. It's dead. You know what else is dead? My New York Giants Super Bowl prediction. I predicted the New York Giants were gonna go to the Super Bowl. It's embarrassing. And we talked about how Tavares King and Ed Egan and Roger Lewis are their top wide receivers right now. However, looks like those guys are not going to go to the Super Bowl. My pick is this skeletal frog right now. I thought frogs don't have skeleton, do they?
I don't know.
I don't know if frogs have bones.
I never did that in like high school.
No, I don't
know
think-
a lot of people
Dissect.
dissect.
I don't think
never did
frogs
that.
are boneless animals.
I never-
Maybe Mark can do
Nah.
research for us right now and tell us if frogs are boneless or not.
I'm not up to speed on my amphibian structures.
What's a crustacean? I know that's when their skeleton is outside of their skin, like a crab.
Yeah.
This is not a crab. This is a skeletal frog, like my New York Giants pick. I feel I was wrong. Week 5, and I still had hope in week 4. I was like, maybe they'll be that one team, but no.
It is
all those
because for
injuries.
all their offensive issues, they do have some talent still on that defense.
It's embarrassing. It's just this
Pretty
season. Maybe I might have to be kicked off this show next year.
I'd like to see them trade Eli Manning. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's enough talent that they can jump back into contention next year. But I'd like to see them trade Eli too. That's some sort of intent.
Yes. They do. Okay, thank you, Mark. Frogs have skeletons, is what Mark, our producer, told me.
My show and tell is just a box of tissues for that the Miami Dolphins offensive lines coach that you alluded to earlier, getting caught blowing the white substance up his nose on a video that has since gone viral. Basically, I don't really have, it's not too much thought going into this. I can't let that off the hook.
You want
It is the
tears?
it is just I just want him to wipe his nose clean,
Yeah.
get it together, and more importantly, well, get the help that he needs, but just show a little common sense.
Exactly. Those are the type of things we don't do here at this
No,
bachelor
no,
party.
when you're-
People talk about bachelor parties. You don't do it in
He's
this.
doing it before meetings. Are you kidding me?
That's unbelievable.
Evidently, it's so-
Nefarious activities.
What he was doing, I mean, it boils down to this 2 things you should stay away from doing when you're in a position of prominence. I said this on the show and tell for the
What
third
should you
hour.
not do if you're in the
You should
position
not
of
pee in
prominence?
public.
Nope.
That's a no-no. Don't do that because no good's ever gonna come of that. And 2, just don't videotape or take pictures of yourselves doing what
Nefarious activities.
Nefarious activity is
Yeah.
a good way of putting it. So,
Like
I
we
don't
said, this
Real
is a
dumb.
very PG bachelor party.
it's just no
so
common sense.
yeah, very PG bachelor party.
Not only that, but what a season for the Dolphins, huh?
Hold on.
You get the linebacker going AWOL.
Yeah,
You got
but we
this
just
guy
talked
blowing
about that.
coke off the, it's just
Hey,
it's amazing.
white powder. We don't
Oh,
know.
right, yeah.
We don't know what it was.
Allegedly, whatever.
So
it
look,
might be.
as we mentioned, this is a very PG bachelor party. There's no white powder here, and there's also no alcohol here, but we do love our best friend, Mike Cole. We got some sparkling apple cider for him. We need to raise a toast for him. Get back into the bachelor party mode. You know, I'm all set for this. You know, you have a toast in mind for a good friend, Mike? You're gonna rip from the bottle. I got cups.
This is
I got
some
cups.
Martinelli's Gold Medal Sparkling Cider.
I got some Halloween cups. I couldn't get champagne glasses. This is what we have to deal with. Thank you.
Fill up the,
That's yours.
I used to always do this when I was like, a little kid. You know, you can like pop the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, the grape juice, Ma. Give me the grape juice.
Here we are,
right.
doing it again.
So this is to
Go
Mike.
ahead,
And
toast.
you're very good at toast.
You're also fantastic as well.
All right.
You can start.
Here's to Mike and his upcoming marriage. Wish you not health or wealth,
No health or wealth. That's very mean.
but luck.
Okay.
Because everyone on that Titanic was healthy and wealthy, but only a few were left.
I like that. Absolutely. I will drink to that.
And
That's
now that I think of
beautiful.
it, that's a little insensitive to the victims of the Titanic, so I
Yeah,
have to
I mean-
apologize. But you know what I'm getting at.
It's yeah.
It's old enough. It's old hat at this point.
All right, my toast to Mike. You know, you're a good man, and this is to Mike and Caroline. I hope their marriage is made from the.
Sure you can put a little something in this? You're all over the place today.
No, what was it? That was a
You
great
didn't even get
toast.
your toast in order. Thank God you're not the best man. You botched this whole operation.
May their marriage be made from the wood of a 1,000-year-old oak tree that I plant tomorrow.
Okay. You can get
To
that
Mike and
back.
Caroline, cheers.
And to everybody who followed us on the spread this week and every other week for that matter, we're trying to bounce back after last week's performance. Yeah. To get the old NLDS, ALDS spray going. But yep, thanks for tuning in this week.
This is
We'll be back
delicious cider.
Week 7. It's good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
You want some more?
Mike. No. I gotta drive.